now we're
that.
you're gonna be on it. Do you want to be on YouTube?
You're on it.
All right.
All right, let's go.
All right, so we're going to talk about heartworm, get this cleared up once
Okay.
and for all for everybody. So basically, heartworm is a parasite that is spread by mosquitoes. It's a very fancy, elegant parasite. Can you imagine something that is so tiny that thousands of these little babies can sit on the end of a mosquito's beak and get injected into whatever dog, horse, cat, human that the mosquito bites. So the mosquito can't get blood. He's like, oh my God, I can't get any blood because his proboscis is full of worms, right? That are so tiny, they're microscopic, right? So he goes to Heidi, it goes to me, it goes to her, trying to get a meal. Meanwhile, injecting heartworm into all of us. Once in a while, you get a human who actually gets an adult heartworm, or a cat who gets an adult heartworm.
Wow.
Even a ferret, it's been known to inhabit, but it's not their normal host. God forbid the day comes when we do become their normal host. Who knows when that's going to happen? That's another story.
Hopefully not
So
soon.
the mosquito bites and spreads from animal to animal. Where did he get or she get that heartworm, right? She got it by biting a dog that had at least a male and a female heartworm who were making babies and putting those microfilaria, they're called at that stage, into the blood, waiting to be picked up by a mosquito to infect the next animal. Now, the things that are in the proboscis of the mosquito are not the same things. It's complicated. They have many stages. The larvae, the little tiny worm, is not like the adult worm. They have different stages, L1, 2, 3, I forget how many, 5 maybe. They go through different phases of development. After they get put in the dog, they go through phases of development. So if a mosquito sucks any up, those aren't going to be infective until they reach a certain stage, okay? And when they're in the mosquito, they're going through stages until they become infective. I don't remember how long the mosquito has to have them before they can infect somebody, okay? But the dog has to have a male and a female heartworm living in their heart at the very least. They could have 16, but obviously you need a male and a female to make babies. And this takes, on average, 6 months for them to reach adulthood and start producing babies, right? And in the old days, the only test we had was for the babies. So we would miss all female, all male type infestations, right? But now we have a test that can test for the antigen. Remember antigen from our titer talk. Everybody produces that there's antigens everywhere, on the skin, on the hair, on the plant, things that are going to stimulate the immune system of the body to produce antibodies, among other things. So we can test for proteins that come off of the adult worm. So now we can test virtually 100%. If they have it, we're going to find it. The tests are very sensitive. And when you go to the vet and they say, oh, your dog's heartworm positive, you need to do another test that's different from that one to make sure it wasn't a false positive.
Right,
You see,
have to go
you
find it.
never want to start that expensive, dangerous treatment for heartworm without being sure. So my policy has always been, let's look for microfilaria in the blood, and if we don't see them, then let's use a different test to check, is it really heartworm? You can also take x-rays of the chest, because very often, depending on the stage of the infestation, you might see changes in the chest due to the presence of the heartworms messing up the body, you know?
So what does the heartworm medicine that you give every month or so,
Right.
what does it actually do?
Okay, so every month they tell you to give a heartworm poison to kill baby heartworms that mosquito put into the dog, right? Or the cat, because now some cats are getting heartworms. So now a lot of people recommend cats and dogs get the heartworm medication. So basically every month that medication is going to kill virtually 100% really of the organisms. I know of no cases locally where it failed, okay? Although I am hearing rumors that there are areas where it's not working all the time. This is very disturbing, but we won't get into that. So every month you give that to kill the worms that the mosquito put in here, okay? Now, if you wait and you do it every 6 weeks, it probably has very good efficacy. You wait, you do it every 2 months, every 3 months. Now they have entered a different stage of their life, the worms, and they are not susceptible as much to those chemicals. So that's why they say give it every month. Plus, you know, you remember I pay the mortgage the first of every month, I give the heartworm. You know, it's easier for people.
So I have one more question. So,
Once they have heartworm, that prevention, that's why they call it a heartworm preventive. It's not used for treatment, it's used to prevent it. Once you have heartworm, now that's when you're in the deep doo-doo. Because now you're looking at expensive diagnostics,
And it's hard on
dangerous treatment for the animal. They theoretically could die, a small percentage will die from the treatment. So, you know, you don't want to get into treating conventionally. Can you treat alternatively? Yes, there's different things you can do, but am I willing to take a chance on somebody who's 9 or 10 pounds getting heartworm? No, her heart's too tiny to have a worm in it, too small to it messes up the pump. A big dog could live for years with the parasites and be fine, spreading the disease all over the county with every mosquito that bites him. But he could be fine, you know. So that's the basic. Heartworm preventive is given monthly to kill the baby heartworms before they grow.
so again,
End of
it
story.
doesn't prevent the heartworm, it just kills the babies in
How
your heart.
how would that not prevent heartworm?
I mean, it doesn't prevent them from it's not like
It is
flea
it is certainly preventing. It's preventing
them from
the dog.
growing.
Yeah, it's preventing the dog from developing heartworm disease. It's
Okay.
killing the heartworm.
So if you got them tested every 30 months, the babies would not show up in the test, is what you're saying? You need to.
Every 6 months, the babies might show up, they might not.
Okay.
The babies at the other end, which are not the ones that get injected. It's a different stage. Think of it as a butterfly is different from a caterpillar, from an egg, from a cocoon or chrysalis. They're all different life stages. The heartworm has more life stages than that. You know, and at each point, different things can be used.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the preventive is just what it says. It prevents heartworm. It kills them before they grow. So hopefully you think that's clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So we can kill it and put it